back to the Prettiest podcast, season 2, episode 3. Today we have a special guest here with us, Miss Mackenzie.
Hi.
So Mackenzie is going to college for gymnastics. We are super excited to be here with her today, talk about her journey, what's ahead and everything like that. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
All right, and we're happy to have you back for season 2, so thank you.
Yeah.
And welcome.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. I appreciate
Prettiest
it.
podcast. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
All
So
right.
excited.
So
Let's just talk about, how you got started with gymnastics. How old were you?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? Everything like that.
Okay, well, genuinely, I would say normally I tell people I started 18 months because, I did the Mommy and Me classes.
Oh,
but
I love
wasn't
that.
Really, that wasn't really serious quite
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
But I definitely did truly start gymnastics when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
At Everest. I was starting in level 2. Yeah, I was real little and everything. But really what got me started with it was probably the 2012 Olympics. As you know, Gabby Douglas was there. I was watching her, and I was like, wow, she's like doing all these things that people would consider impossible.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I was just like, this is something I'd really, want to do. And so I started trying my little splits and bends, and my mom was like, okay, we need to put you somewhere before you hit yourself. So that's,
oh my gosh, I love that. And I love that you said Everest because I know we had talked a little bit before, but when I did gymnastics at Everest.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh my
there.
God. Yeah, literally, we
Waiting,
were always there. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I even now as an adult, I'm always looking for adult tumbling classes, adult gymnastics classes and all that, just to get back into it because of how much I loved it.
Right.
So it's so nice to hear you say, talk about Gabby Douglas, because she was such an inspiration, Girl on Fire, that song with Alicia Keys. There's just so much, it was a movement. It was really a movement, and it was just so nice to grow up in that era of seeing a black girl on a pedestal like that.
100%, I agree, yes.
Yeah.
I felt that way too.
I love that.
I just want to ask, because we're talking about Gabby Douglas, and I just remember some of the challenges that she had. For instance, they would talk about her hair or just talk about how she looked physically. Have you had to experience any of those things, just as a black female gymnast?
Well, I would say that majority, I never had to face as much scrutiny as she did, but definitely just little snide comments, sometimes from my coaches, are you going to do something with your hair? When it was just out in an afro, I was like, oh, well, I thought this was fine. It's not in my face, it's not in my way, but she kind of saw it as something I needed to put up. Or she would be or when I would wear my braids, they would be a little bit longer, more extra hair, and she would be like, well, I need to cut these off, they're just too much. And so, those little things kind of cut out my confidence a little bit, but I appreciate my mom for continuing to encourage me to wear my natural hair, even if I wanted to straighten it all the time, and stuff like that. So I really appreciated it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
that's
really
awesome
good
to have such a great mom, too, in your corner that can help you navigate,
and just know who you are as an individual.
Right.
I feel like that really, helps, especially when you're young and trying to grow into yourself, being confident and comfortable in who you are. So it's having a mom that pushes you to be yourself, to still be natural, but in your own way, even when people try to change you.
Right.
I love that. That's so good.
That's amazing. So what is your schedule like? How many days a week are you at Everest?
Okay.
Because I know is it competitive gymnastics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to when you go to your regular high school, you do a lot of training and stuff like that. But I feel like ours is a little bit more intense. We go to practice 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, we go 4.5 hours. Sometimes we may go Saturdays, if we miss a day.
Okay.
But majority it's through Monday through Friday. And we consist of 4 apparatuses. We have bars, beam, vault, and floor.
Okay.
We train for about 45 minutes on each event.
Okay.
And then an extra 45 minutes for conditioning and just stretching and warming up and stuff like that. So it's definitely very intense, Sometimes you may have to miss school events and stuff like that. I train from 4 to 8:30 now, but at one point I did do a 1 to 5:30.
Okay.
Yeah, and then even before that, when I wasn't in school, I trained from 11 to around like 3 or 4.
Oh, wow.
So it's definitely like intense and everything, but when you truly love the sport and you're truly committed, you know,
Right.
you find a way to make it work and find that balance.
I love that.
That's so good. Oh my
Are you
gosh.
doing this with the same group of girls every day? So you're up there Monday through Friday. Like, is this your cohort of, I don't know, how many girls are in your group?
Well, okay, so when I first started, like, out, like, there was about, like, 10 of us and stuff
Okay.
like that, but then as we got older, like, it would either multiply or, like, you know,
Mhm.
get smaller.
Right.
Now it's definitely a lot smaller, but normally I practice with about, I think about 8 or 9 girls. Yeah,
Okay.
it's about 8 or 9 girls in my group. They are younger than me because I go with normally the younger girls because of my schedule particularly, and that just works better for me. So that's what I have to do. But yeah, so.
That's amazing.
That really
I
is.
love it.
You're going to school for gymnastics.
Yes,
Okay. So what school are we going to?
we're going to Ball State University.
Oh my
Go
gosh, that's so
Congratulations.
exciting.
Thank you.
So what was
That's
that process like? Like, you know, getting recruited, picking, and everything like that.
It was definitely a whirlwind, I would say.
Okay.
I would definitely say it's kind of like dating, you know, speed
Yeah.
dating a little bit. You know, you start out with your colleges that you like, and then like you'll talk to them. You guys keep going back and forth, exchanging stuff like videos and just telling them what you're doing in the gym, showing them constant stuff. They'll come see you at the gym. You'll go to camps and stuff like that. And it definitely is a little bit stressful, you know, because like this is your future. Like, This is what
Exactly.
you want to do. And so I had to definitely narrow the schools down to like what my major was, because you know school comes first above all things.
Absolutely.
So I had to find what my major was, what works best for me, what colleges had that fit, definitely location, you know, as far
Exactly.
as family and friends and stuff like that. And then also just community, like where I found like my place and like where I felt like I most meshed well with. So that was definitely something that was a part of the process. I would definitely say my process was definitely a little bit smoother than some others because I was one of the first people committed in my class at the gym.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so
oh
I
my
felt pretty good
gosh.
about that.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say it didn't come without its, you know, little struggles, you know, like a little bit of heartbreak when the school that I, you know, wanted didn't really want me back.
Right.
Yeah.
When like they were still indecisive and I was like ready to dive straight in. But you know, through all of it I had to trust God and you know,
Exactly.
lean on him, and he ultimately led me to my best decision.
I love that. So you've been committed for your entire senior year?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
And you know what? I can imagine it just takes kind of a load off of you because now you can concentrate on other things
Yes.
and not visiting colleges and still making the decision. So that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
That really is. I know you talked about, you know, how school is 1st. So with the hours, you said 4.5 hours every day.
Yeah.
How do you manage that with school?
See, yeah, that's definitely a hard one sometimes, you know. But definitely finding that balance, because like I've been doing this since I was younger, and you know, just school keeps like, you know, adding on work. But,
Exactly.
you know, through it all, I would be like, okay, so Mackenzie, I'm gonna set aside this time, and then we're gonna have a little bit of time for this,
Yep.
Right.
and then we're gonna go to practice, and then we're
Exactly.
gonna come back home, we're gonna do some more work, a little bit of time for this, and then make sure we get our sleep. You know, sometimes there was some sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Sometimes there were some very good nights, like not a lot of work done. But, you know, through it all, I was able to manage, like, with the help of my parents sometimes, like, you know, like, hey, let's skip practice today. We need to focus on this. Let's hone in on it and go back to practice tomorrow.
Exactly.
You know, so just being able to strike that balance and understanding, like, how to make a schedule for myself, planning things, having a planner,
Exactly.
it really helped me see more.
I love that. That's
And
great.
what do your friendships look like? Do you have time to even go out with your girlfriends on the weekend, or you too busy?
Well, it just depends. Like, especially now with that practice, like, our coaches have made it through, like, Monday through Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, I kind of make sure to reserve for, like, friends and family.
Oh, good.
That's so good.
So, like, you know, sometimes on Saturdays I'll go out with my friends, and sometimes what I'll do is, too, also during the week, like, for example, there was a basketball game on Friday.
Okay.
Instead of going to the 4 to 8:30 practice that I normally go to, I went to the 1 to 5:30. I talked it over with my coaches.
That's perfect.
You know, I went there, and then I was still able to go with my friends and go to the game, and then still be able to, you know, do the things that I wanted to do.
Okay, that's really good.
You know what I'm hearing?
What?
I'm hearing a lot of time management.
Really?
And
yes.
when I tell you that is so
Absolutely.
important in college, so it's like for you to already have that skill, girl, you're gonna walk in there, you're gonna be like above everybody. So like I just
Yes.
love that. Oh
I
my gosh, I
appreciate
love that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is hard though, you know, because it's not always, you know, sometimes I may, you know, be a little bit too much of a procrastinator and like this assignment doesn't get done, but you know, got to home back in,
Exactly.
you know, find that center. So it's not always easy, but you know, find a way to make it work. Exactly.
I love that.
So how do you think it will be in Boston without your mom and your family and, you know, just your core there to kind of guide you? Right. You looking forward to being up there and just really being on your own? You know, but I mean, you sound very, very responsible. I'm so impressed. So I'm just saying, being that far away, you know, in terms of staying balanced and grounded, being so far away from home, you looking forward to just kind of proving to yourself that you can do it?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I always told my mom, like, probably from, like, the age 10, I was like, I'm going to go move very far away. I'm going to go all the way to California. And she was like, I don't know if you want to go that far.
That's far.
And I was like, you know what? I was like, I want to, like, travel and experience things. So, like, I knew that Indiana was going to be pretty far and everything, but I was just like, you know, that this is when the part where you strike out and you understand how to become that individual that you want to be that person that you know, kind of been growing up and showing your parents and yourself too that, you know, you can, like, you know, achieve those things that you want to achieve and that they taught you right.
Exactly. I love that. Right. That's right. Now's the time to
Be the
go
person
show
they
it.
raised
Yeah,
you.
maybe make a little mistakes.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what, that's
one or two more
life.
tattoos.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all about finding yourself.
Right. And you mentioned mistakes. It's also about learning from your mistakes.
Yes.
Because you know what? We all make mistakes.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just life. But it's how you move forward after
How
that.
you grow from them. What did you learn from it?
Yeah.
Everything like that. A reason or a season.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So that's
Honestly.
really good. What are you looking forward to the most, though, you know, with your college experience?
I'm really looking forward the most to, like, being on a college team because gymnastics in, like, club has always kind of been individual and like kind of like you do this for yourself, like, you know, you're the person on that podium, you're the person doing that routine, you're counting on yourself. But in college, you know, it's more of a community. You have your teammates, they're like your sisters, they're like, we're here for you, like we got your back, like,
I
you know,
love that.
The support.
so yeah, I'm really excited for the support system.
Right.
That's so good.
That
See,
is
that's something
amazing.
you don't really think about with gymnastics when it comes to club versus being on a college team, because when I watch, you know, college gymnastics, I see the girls on the side like, come on, you got it, like cheering them on. So it's like you don't think about club that there's not a team aspect of it. So I'm really excited for you to experience that. That's gonna be really good.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Now, do you all ever get to teach any of the younger gymnasts in the gym? Or, you know, just in terms of kind of giving back and spending time with the younger girls?
Oh, 100%. There's a couple of my teammates that are around the same age as me or like a little bit younger. They come like back to the gym and they coach. So like they'll like kind of like work for the gym and they'll do like rec classes.
I love that.
And stuff like that. So like they get a chance, but also like just without doing the extraness there, like, you know, as a older gymnast in the gym, being one of the older people in the gym, I like also try to help by being like, hey, like, I know you're having a hard day today, like, blah, blah, I know I went through this too, and like, I know you're scared, or I know you're worried about this, you know, trying to encourage them, trying to instill what I wanted, like, and like also what the other girls that used to be older than me instilled in me.
Exactly. Right. So you kind of like pass it on.
Exactly.
And that's really beautiful. That's pretty.
That's sisterhood.
Exactly.
That is sisterhood,
really
girlhood.
I mean, being there all the time, I
Yeah.
mean, you have to have sisterhood, or else, you know.
Right, to make it work. I love that. So what is, just maybe if you had advice to give to a younger athlete, and it doesn't have to be, you know, a gymnast, but just someone out there that is pursuing being a college athlete, like what's one thing that you would suggest that they start doing?
I would suggest, like, on the, like, college aspect, I would suggest, like, finding the schools that you want, finding the schools that work best for you, because at the end of the day, it's you going there. It's you being the person, not your parents,
Right.
not your friends, not your other teammates. It's going to be you. So find out what you want, understand the things that you need, and just being able to, you know, work out what works best for you on the college perspective side. But then also on the gymnastics side, don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
Because, you know, yes, it's scary, the college, and, like, you know, colleges are watching your every move, and, like, you know, you have to make this perfect score or do this great event in order to be recruited or seen as good enough.
Right.
But deep down, you should know that for yourself, because they can't put it in you.
Exactly. You have to have it in yourself.
Exactly.
I love that. And you are truly beautiful inside now.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
love
that.
it.
Yes.
Yes. So we
Oh
are
my
so happy
goodness.
that you were able to join us today.
Thank you for having me. I
love
really
this.
appreciate this.
Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh,
We
thank
have
you.
learned a lot, and this has just truly been an honor.
It has.
Thank you.
It's been great.
We wish you the best in college.
Thank you
And if
so
you're
much.
ever in the area in Charlotte and we can come watch, we would love to. So keep in
Yes.
touch.
I
And
will
support
most
you.
definitely.
Okay.
For sure.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all on the next episode. Take care.
Bye.